Hello, Oracles! Well, Tesla is disrupting the world in many more ways than people know. We're going to get into some of that today. But looking at the stock right now, pre-market, we are up about 1% at the time of this recording. So somebody had mentioned, I don't know who it was, had said we're looking at probably a red day on Monday, maybe green Tuesday and Wednesday, and then probably red Thursday and Friday. So again, this week is a bit uncertain with the Jackson Hole Symposium that is going on with the Fed this week. So a bunch of uncertainty going on. We're really going to follow the macro environment, but we have been outperforming the macro. So if the macro does a little bit of a recovery the next 2 days, we might be a little bit more green than the macro environment. Now, my thoughts with this on the other side are we're outperforming the market now. Post-split, we may sell off a little bit more than the broader market, so we may see a further pullback later. Not a big deal for me. I'm just going to buy more at those times, taking it as a bigger buying opportunity. Now, some other news, just to touch on it briefly because it was all over the headlines yesterday. Elon Musk has subpoenaed Jack Dorsey when it comes to the Twitter deal. I try to stay away from the Twitter deal too much. When it comes to Elon selling stock, it's important to follow, but the Twitter thing has nothing to do with the fundamentals of Tesla. So it's happening, it's going on, it's affecting the stock price, but it doesn't affect the fundamentals. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand how that works. And some people may say it affects the fundamentals because Elon's the CEO, but as far as Tesla as a company goes, the Twitter deal does not affect the company whatsoever. So this is what's going on though, but Jack Dorsey was the CEO for his second stint with Twitter from 2015 to 2021. Jack and Elon are friends, so subpoenaing, Jack isn't a negative thing, not necessarily. He's just looking, hey, this guy was in charge for 6 years. Let's get some information from him to further disclose, the bot situation that is going on with Twitter. So hopefully this thing ends soon. A lot of people are assuming that they're going to be able to come up with a deal prior to the date on October 17th going to court. Hopefully we'll come up with a deal. Dan Ives and Gary Black are both thinking $50 to $51 per share is what they're going to end up working this out to. Elon wouldn't have to sell any more shares at that point, and the deal would be done. So hopefully this gets resolved soon, but the next step right now is Elon has subpoenaed Jack Dorsey. So last night I had an awesome conversation with this Friday's guest that we will have on our live stream. It is none other than Dr. Jack. For those of you guys who are over on Twitter, you may know Dr. Jack over there. If not, you can follow him at drjack16. We are going to be discussing health and wealth. So everything from CBD to FSD, whatever you guys have for questions, you can put them in the pinned comment below, whatever you guys want to talk to him about. And again, it'll be a live stream, so you guys can ask live on the show. I just know that sometimes you guys may jump in late or we may be at a different part of the conversation. So feel free to ask your questions here. I'll put them in the lineup and we can discuss everything with Jack over there. Very much looking forward to that. But we were discussing a lot of stuff about the future and how the human brain struggles to comprehend just the magnitude and the speed at which technology can grow. This comes down to disruption as well. The speed of disruption just is mind-boggling, and some people it cannot grasp that concept. And I think that's a situation that we're going through right now. You look back in the 90s and we had the internet. Nobody knew what the internet could bring. There were so many people hating on the internet. They're like, what is this? It's just a fad. It's going to go away. The internet has literally revolutionized the entire world. Think about all of the FANG stocks that are out there. All of the FANG stocks, these are the big boys that are out there in the tech world. They were born because of the internet. Just to think that we would not have another disruptive technology in our lifetime like that is just naive. I mean, thinking back, if you were born in the 1890s, you were riding around in a horse and buggy, and if you lived long enough, you could technically have seen a spaceship land on the moon. So going from a time before cars were invented to a time where spaceships were landing on the moon, mind-boggling. And people back in the 1890s would have never even fathomed that as a concept. So when it comes to us right now, where we're at, I was raised before the internet existed. I mean, I'm sure it existed in some form or another, but as far as a mass mainstream utilized tool, it didn't exist for me when I was growing up. It wasn't until I was, getting into high school and college in the mid to late 90s that it really became more popular and more wide used. So thinking about that and thinking back, to the 1890s, what other disruptive technologies can I experience in my lifetime? Back then people saw, horse and buggy turn into a car and then go to airplanes and then a spaceship on the moon. in my lifetime, there's a good chance I'm going to be seeing humans and spaceships landing on Mars. Mind-boggling, absolutely amazing. So looking forward to that in the future. And then it comes to robotaxis and FSD, disrupting the way we do transportation all over the place. And then energy, we are going to be disrupting energy, switching over to more mainstream used solar and wind power. We've got in the healthcare field, which Jack and I will be discussing on Friday as well, we've got genomics, mRNA technology. These things move at such a pace that people are like, it's hard for people to trust it because it's moving so fast and it's so hard to comprehend. I totally get it. So Jack and I are going to be discussing a lot about this weekend. We're going to go into Optimus, thinking about how FSD and robotaxis are going to disrupt transportation, thinking about how Optimus and AI are going to disrupt manufacturing. Now let's talk about manufacturing, things that Tesla has disrupted so far. The automotive market, we know this. Look at all of the other players out there that are coming in to now create EVs because they all know that EVs are going to be the future. The automotive market has been disrupted from ICE to EVs. Tesla has also done a lot of disrupting that many people don't even think about. Manufacturing, the whole manufacturing process itself. Tesla is disrupting this. They talk about it themselves as, the real product that they create is the factory. The factory is the machine that makes the machine. They have disrupted manufacturing in that process. They've only just begun with this. In the future, they're going to get down to not just having machines within that machine that make the machines, but they're going to replace humans in some facet with Optimus. This is going to really take that massive next step when it comes to manufacturing. Imagine manufacturing that doesn't have to take downtime due to shift changes, due to people being sick, due to people taking vacations, due to COVID or any other sort of lockdowns that are coming on that prevent humans from getting to work. These robots and these machines can just continue to work at all times. They don't need to stop. They don't need to take a break for lunch. They don't need to take days off. That is going to be a massive disruption for manufacturing, and Tesla is leading the way with that. So while we do see lots of other companies out there, they've got robotics and different things, Tesla has the AI software that they are building with FSD, which can then get implemented into Optimus in the future. This is a change that many people's brains are struggling to comprehend at this point. When it comes to fruition and it comes to reality, that is when people will start to get just a glimpse of what the reality is for what Optimus is going to do to manufacturing. So it's sort of like when the smartphone came out. People are like, well, what's this going to do? Or the internet. There's some people out there right now who still don't even understand the internet. I get it. That's fine. There's always going to be that fringe case scenario. But when it comes down to it, when you start looking at younger generations, that is going to be the norm for them in the future. Manufacturing done by robots. And not just the robots that we see now, but humanoid robots. That is what is going to be the huge disruption for the future. So there's other things that Tesla and Elon have done to disrupt things. Now, I've got some people that have been commenting on here. I've been talking to them on Twitter. Some of the Tesla Q community talking about how all Elon wants to do is steal our money as investors. Look at the timing of his sales. Look, Elon has bought and sold. He's literally given us hints all along the way because he's not allowed to just straight up disclose that he's selling because the SEC won't allow him to. He has sold shares for a loss, so he hasn't taken any profits on this. But then you look at reality and say, well, how many people's lives has Elon and Tesla transformed? Well, they employ over 100,000 people across the world. That is transforming people's lives to begin with. Then you look at investors. How many investors' lives have they transformed? Countless, probably millions. Then you look at some of us here on social media. How many people have, just gained a huge sense of freedom when it comes to their lives because they were able to step away from their full-time jobs to be able to talk about Tesla in this community for a full-time job. Tesla has provided that. That's something that nobody really talks about. These are opportunities that Tesla and Elon have provided to the world that people just don't grasp at the moment. And it's just an awesome opportunity. Tesla provides such great opportunities for so many people across the board. So thank you, Elon and the Tesla team, for providing this opportunity for me and everyone else who is out there who shares their insights when it comes to Tesla and the stock, because it's an amazing opportunity to be able to do this. And I want to share my gratitude with all of you guys, because without you, I wouldn't be able to have this channel the way it is, growing the way it is. So I appreciate all of your support. And I do apologize. A few months back, I had gotten set up with super thanks. I don't know if you guys know what they are. It's down in the right below the video. You can do a super thanks, sort of like a super chat when you're doing a live stream. I did not know how to even track who was doing them. So JLizard, DMV, there's quite a few of you out there who had, done super thanks over the last couple of months. So truly appreciate those. I now have learned how to be able to track those and see who has been giving me super thanks. So I appreciate all of that, and even those of you who are just regularly commenting and following the show, I love all of you guys as well. So I appreciate all of that support. And Tesla has disrupted this whole entire world to give us this opportunity. And so another argument that I've been having with some Tesla Q is, what happens when Tesla runs out of fanboys to buy their stock? And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, my thought is well, at that point, that's when the other 30 to 40% of the market who isn't invested in Tesla is going to start investing in Tesla. So I don't think we're going to ever run out of fanboys and fangirls, because think about what the company is doing. And as it grows, the fanboys and fangirls grow with it as well. But we've got a lot of institutions and a lot of other investors who are not invested in Tesla for a plethora of reasons. But as soon as Tesla grows to be bigger and become that widely known disruptive company that is out there, even more people are going to invest. So my question to you, Tesla Q, is what happens when the rest of the world decides to invest in Tesla? Then what are you going to do? And so this is one of the reasons why I invest in Tesla. And I'm not saying that I can fathom everything that is going to happen when it comes to this disruptive technology moving forward, but I kind of related a little bit to, a religion. I was raised Catholic, and I think about, none of us know for sure what was going on with Jesus. Nobody knows for sure what happened 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago, because we were not there. But we have the faith that it went on, and that faith is what drives us forward, because we believe in the scriptures from the Bible. So looking at disruptive technology and the fact that, our human brain struggles to comprehend exactly what is going on, it comes down to a belief and say, I can sense that we are moving in this direction. I can sense that something is about to change in that direction. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know exactly how it is going to play out, but I have this belief that it is going to play out in one way or another, and that is the direction that we are moving. So it comes down to that faith and conviction that things are going to change and that Tesla is going to be at the forefront of this disruption. And then you can ask yourself, well, how would I know? How do I see the signs? What are there signs that I can tell that there's a disruption going on? Well, I'm going to go back to, the internet and Amazon. And my son and I were over the weekend, we went to a mall. Well, I know some malls are still doing well. However, some are not. We go to this mall, and the mall that we go to literally has no shops open. There's, a restaurant that we went to go eat there, but most of the parking lot completely abandoned, weeds growing out everywhere, many shops that are closed. The whole place is starting to get run down. It's because the internet came in and disrupted the world with the internet. And then Amazon stepped up and utilized the internet to disrupt how retail shopping works. So many more people are buying on Amazon, not leaving their homes. They're not going down to the mall because they can go and get free shipping on Amazon. They can save their time from not having to drive. They don't have to deal with crowds. They don't have to deal with, spending money on gas and fuel to get down there. They can avoid all of that just by shopping on Amazon. We can see that disruption taking place. It's not an overnight disruption, but you can see the signs. So the signs are already in place when it comes to Amazon. And of course, this has been going on for the last 20 years. So that disruption is going on for 20 years. So you start taking a look at the little signs when it comes to Tesla and how they are disrupting the world. We've seen the signs already because they started disrupting EVs, and then all the legacy automotive makers, and then startups started coming on board for EVs. They've already started talking about robo-taxis. Elon himself has said in the future, it's all going to be robo-taxis. Everything is going to be driven by FSD. So we already see these signs of the disruption of technology. We're looking at Optimus. We already have robots that are in factories right now helping them produce and manufacture faster. Optimus is going to be that next disruptive robot that comes in to change how manufacturing works. All of these little signs are here. It's just a matter of taking a step back and just seeing all of these little signs. You see enough of these signs and you can follow a trail, and then you follow that trail and you can see a trend and you can see which way we are going to go. Because just like it was happened with EVs, where Tesla was doing it for 10 years before others really started to realize that that was the direction that we are going, Tesla is working on Optimus and AI for factories. When it comes down to it, when Tesla proves in their factories that this is going to save a ton of cost when it comes to manufacturing, and they're going to have much higher profit margins, you're going to see a lot of other manufacturers come on board and follow that same path. This is what disruption looks like. This is how Tesla is disrupting the industry. This is how Tesla is going to disrupt the world. And we are just at the forefront of where they are going. And we will get many more signs of this disruption at AI Day 2 on September 30th. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What other disruptions do you see Tesla doing over the next 10, 15, 20 years? Energy, Optimus, AI, robotaxis. What other things do you guys see them disrupting? And let me know how Tesla has disrupted your lives. And don't forget, in the pinned comment below, put down any questions you want me to ask Dr. Jack during our discussion on Friday. Thank you all so much. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a Patreon. That link is also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.